Yeah, I think it's continuous improvement. There's We're always striving to be better. Perfection is a fantasy in a lot of ways, but there's always going to be something if you pay enough attention to yourself that you can work on. And I think a lot of us get dragged down from growing up and falling into these habits from our parents, learned behaviors from our parents, and other things that happen. Like, why am I 10 years old and my chest is hurting when I run? They take me into whatever the fucking doctor is and do a stress test, and they can't find anything wrong, and they call it like phantom pain. Well, phantom pain is usually for people that have lost a limb, but they still feel, they lose their left hand, but they still feel a pain in their like middle finger on their left hand. Well, it's because I was fucking chest breathing all my fucking life and never learned how to breathe with my diaphragm. But between parents and doctors and whoever else just never bothered to bring that up. Like, why the fuck I was having shin splints all the time, because I never learned how to walk properly. I was heel striking instead of like having some more of my weight forward and landing my foot. Instead, I was striking my heel into the ground and causing my shins to flare up. So it's like you can't even just how ingrained of just being on low power mode I am for most of my life and just not being as engaged. Like, not have that's the other thing too. Like, you have if you grow up in a house where you're not allowed to show emotion, or you're not allowed to do these things. I mean, I have had um, growing up, I think we all kind of have these events that happen to kind of shape how we're able to just kind of make things not as hard on ourselves because we're under the scrutiny of parents, and that affects us later on in the life. And some of those things being learned behaviors, some of them being trying to be different from how they were doing things. And sometimes it's detrimental when you go too far against the teachings that they give you, or too far into the teachings that they give you, and really carving out your own way in your own life. So, yeah, be present. Otherwise, you're going to be walking wrong your whole life, or you're going to get COVID in 2020 and go to the hospital thinking you're having a heart attack because your back hurts so much, but it's because you're breathing with your chest, and your lungs aren't supposed to, your chest isn't supposed to expand like that because it causes issues. So, learn how to breathe your diaphragm, learn how to walk correctly. I mean, there's so many things like every day that I never really paid attention to.